Guys, I'll be going live in 5 minutes. Start stacking your questions now. I'll be going live in 5 minutes. You can start jumping in with your questions. Drop them in the comments. Text them to 480-712-4177 or jump on the live stream. That's right. You can jump on the live stream early and be the first one to get your question in. If you want to jump on the live stream, all you have to do is tap the link where it says join here, which is going up in the comments now. I'll be live in 5 minutes. Guys, I'll be going live in just about 2 minutes. 2 minutes, I'll be live. Pop your questions in now. Get them in early. Jump in on the live stream. Your comments, you can just drop them below if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. And, of course, text them to 480-712-4177, 480-712-4177, or join me on the live stream with your questions and concerns and challenges in today's season. I'll be live in 2 minutes. Just heating up my coffee, guys. I will be there in like 40 seconds. Just getting the final microwave, heating it up because it got a little cold while I was waiting. Good morning. Can you believe it is Friday already? This has been such an incredibly busy week. And I don't know about you, but as I'm looking at I'm just trying to get myself positioned. My coffee's not in the right spot and microphone's not in the right spot. But this time I moved the keyboard around so I won't be struggling like I did yesterday with this. But is it me, or has this been the month of April 2020 been the longest year of your life? Because it's been the longest year for me. Like, this entire April has just gone on forever. And I'll be excited when the month ends or the year ends. All right. I told you yesterday, I hope I've been bringing you great value this week. If I have, please let me know below in the comments section. And I really want to make today all about bringing as much value to you as possible. I want to start with something that I ended with yesterday. After the live stream, I had several people DM me and comment and say, hey, where is the link to the thing that you were talking about? The thing that I was talking about was our official Ad Zombies copywriting course, Words That Sell Anything. Not a hard pitch here. I just want to share it with you because several people asked for the link. Pre-sales pricing is now available. So if you are wanting to become a better writer, if you want to up your game, if you want to learn how to write words that sell anything, the official Ad Zombies copywriting course is available for pre-sale. So let me explain what I did. Because I don't do a lot of those douchey, salesy marketing things. I just don't like them. It's just not me. I first made this available to my private elite advertisers group. They've had access to it for about a week. In fact, it's been exactly a week. Now I'm making it available to anyone who watches me on live streams in the morning. So if you're watching Sippin with Spanky every day and you're getting value from this, you guys have the access pricing of $299. The price is going to go up when we bring the course live to the general public. I haven't decided the live date. It's probably going to be in the next few weeks, but you guys have access to it now for $299. It's 12 modules. There's no fluff, no BS. It is all rock solid copywriting content. You can get it by simply going to adzombies.com/WTSA, words that sell anything. adzombies.com/WTSA for those that were asking about it yesterday. So today's title is The Struggle is Real. And man, I hope that I spelled that right really quickly because I did it last minute, realizing that I hadn't done it yet. The struggle is real. And right now, I'm seeing a lot of marketers, a lot of business owners, small business owners, large business owners, and small marketers struggling with how to message, how to sell, what to do in this really uncomfortable time that we're in. And I want today to be all about your Q&A, your questions, letting me help you. So you can jump in and drop your questions in the comments below this right now. You can text them to me, 480-712-4177, 480-712-4177, or you can join the live stream. And the live stream is the last comment that went in, or that by me. And so you can see it there and jump in on the conversation anytime. What is that? What is the thing behind me? Typos. So for those of you, okay, let me just go grab it. For those of you who have seen our hero ad, and I can bring that up and share it with you, or I'll show it to you another day. Our hero ad is an ad we did for my company, and that ad featured an actress. Excuse me, is it politically correct to say actress, or do you have to say actor? Just an actor, a wonderful actor, and who did our script, delivered our message in a very fun and comical way. And these are two of the props from the shoot. It's a leg and it's a chicken mask. And so now we have a chicken leg in the office, literal chicken leg. So that was what that is. And it got moved because the office got cleaned and dusted yesterday. So it's not where it normally belongs in the office. In fact, this office is really decked out with zombie finalia. And, so if you now you can't look at the dirtiness of the desk, but the podcast desk, there's another zombie on the wall there. Yeah, it's kind of a mess in here. I had to spend several hours dusting because the office was so dusty from no one being here. So things got moved around yesterday, and that's why the chicken leg is here. So if you have questions, if you have concerns, if you're struggling with your marketing, with your messaging, today is the day, now is the time, and I'm going to hang here for a while and answer your questions. So if you have questions, jump in. If you don't, that's cool. I can just go on forever by myself, talking to myself, looking at you while I talk to myself. And I'm totally good with that too. I can have many conversations with myself very successfully. Alan with the first question of the day. How would you write an ad for an education NGO? The only thing I know about NGO, is BINGO. So explain to me what an NGO is. Maybe my brain isn't processing. Everybody's concerned about masks, ventilators, their employees, and no one is thinking about education right now. How would you communicate during these times? So while I don't know what an NGO, non-generic offer, an education, nitrogen, gaseous, nonprofit. Oh, a nonprofit. I don't know why NGO. Okay, a nonprofit. Thanks for the clarity, Alan. So first of all, an education nonprofit, non-governmental organization. Oh my gosh, Vlad, thank you. My brain is just not working. So how would you write an ad for an NGO? Everybody's concerned about mask ventilators, their employees. No one's thinking about education right now. Okay, so let's talk about this. I have a client and have been working with them for many, many years. They're in the education space. And they saw the opportunity early on to pivot the education system. And they moved away from traditional classroom schooling to blended learning and then full virtual learning with these little drop-in centers. And they're located throughout the state of Michigan. And Success Blended Learning Centers, Success BLC, great organization. So how do you pivot? Well, right now, the best way to pivot is to have the schools talk about the things that they're doing to support the students during this time and get their message out and start building their infrastructure so that they can continue to do this. Many students and parents are finding that they're getting way more schoolwork done way quicker with way less wasted time in the day. If you think about the structure of a school, now you're asking the wrong person because I am not a fan of traditional school structures. If you are looking at the structure of a school today, they're so outdated, and the way we teach kids is just so cookie cutter, and not every kid needs the same education. So the way that I would pivot is not focusing on COVID, not focusing on what they're dealing with today, but focusing on the pivot and their ability to deal with it by providing online education, by providing the ability, by having the ability for students to do this. And then when this thing ends, if they can carry that over, they're going to find much more long-term success than if they just didn't message at all. I'd love a little more context about what this NGO is, how they work. That would be super helpful. So, you're welcome to jump in and have a conversation about it. But because I'm not getting the full context, and so I'm hoping I'm hitting the points well for you, Alan. And if I'm not, let me know, because I'm missing something in here. But I hope that helps. So, again, if you have questions about how to pivot messaging, if you have questions about how to market your business right now, if you're struggling with the words that sell your business. Oh, Megan was saying she created something special for you guys who are struggling right now with your message. I'm going to do something super cool. And Megan sent it to me, and now I got to find it. So I'm doing this real time. Oh gosh, how did she get it to me? So I'm going to give away a free ad today. It's Free Ad Friday. That's right. So if you're struggling with your business, with your message, and you need help, not only am I going to give you a free ad, I'm going to write the ad. I'm going to create the ad for you, me personally, not the guy behind me or that guy behind me, not the chicken leg, not anyone on my team. I'm going to write it for you. So I've got to find where she dropped that so I can get it for you. So let me know if you are struggling with your message. Tell me what the struggle is in the comments below. And I am going to pick one of you guys, and I'm going to randomly just pull it. It's like pulling it from a hat, except I'm going to pull it from the internet. Tell me what the challenge is. Tell me what you're trying to communicate. And I'm going to write the ad for you for free. I'm going to give you a coupon code that you can use right there at checkout, and I'm going to do it for you personally. So Free Ad Friday. I never thought about that beforehand. I should have done that ahead, had it prepped and ready. Okay. So again, if you're struggling to navigate your business right now, to grow your business right now, if you're struggling to get your message to clients right now, this is the time to ask your question, to jump in. I see someone joining the live stream right now. He's got a hood on. The hooded Kristian.
Hi.
Kristian, welcome, man. How are you?
Awesome. Yeah, I'm a bit excited. I stumbled across a video of yours yesterday. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
And in a little small business group in New Zealand, and yeah, I was just blown away. And it's 4 o'clock here in the morning, but I'm
So,
inspired.
so you're either up really late or you're up really early. Which one is it?
Both.
You had like 10 minutes of sleep. So you're there in New Zealand, and man, we have a lot of clients in New Zealand, and you guys, you're completely opposite us in terms of time schedule. So the fact that you're awake and you look so perky, super awesome. So what's the question?
I don't have a question at the moment.
I love it. No, it's good. That's cool. I'm good that you don't have a question. So you just jumped in. You wanted to say, hey.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah.
That's all right. Hey, you know what? I'm glad you did that because it made my day. And as you're doing that, Alan, who's jumped into the show a couple of times already from Romania, is joining. So Kristian, if you have a question, you just raise your hand, like do this in the background, and I'm going to let you ask your question. Okay. So Alan, jump in and tell me what's going on, sir. Good morning.
Hello from Romania. Yeah, Ken, I wanted to ask you about how would you communicate during this time for a nonprofit? Not really. I did marketing for 17 years now, and I founded 6 years ago an NGO that teaches kids to code. So we're not that affected about this, but I see a lot of NGOs that are involved into education that reach out to us to help them communicate during these times, because everyone, because of the coronavirus, pulled funding and redirected that funding to salaries, to, I don't know, overdue rents, to other expenses. So the nonprofit for education, it's being left out right now. And everyone is asking, okay, but how do I communicate to make them remember us, to keep us in front of them?
Sure.
To keep our activity in front of them during this time when everyone is concerned about masks, about ventilators, and so on.
Okay. So let's start with a couple of really simple things. The ability right now for you at scale to use social media to push your message out is huge. Now, I'm not saying that and I'm pulling something up so I can show you. I'm not saying that every channel, that everything should be unpaid. But what I'm saying is the ability for you to create content around what the NGO does, right? And push that out on social platforms. I'm going to show you something in a screen share. And I'm going to pull this up. Give me a second here. Again, I'm running this. I feel like I'm on the, I'm in the control of the starship here. And so I'm going to show you something, but this is a screenshot, or it's a live screen. I'm going to pull it up. Give me a second, of an app that I use personally to look at our content calendar and schedule stuff on our content calendar. Do you see this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we have content. Look at this. On that day, there were 23 pieces of content. That day, 3. My goal ultimately is to get 10 pieces of content per day on all social channels. So there's the brand for the business. There's my personal brand. But this is what you have the ability to do right now, is push a lot of organic content into the system. And even though the algorithm favors the consumer, the marketer, not the marketer, the person who's viewing content, as you push more stuff into the ecosystem, as you feed more into it, the algorithm is going to start to favor you as people comment, like, and share, and it's going to start to amplify your message with their friends. And so what you have is this nice organic reach. My organic reach is hundreds of thousands of people every day because we're putting out content at scale. By the way, I didn't invent this. I'm following the same way I built my business. I am following Gary Vaynerchuk's roadmap for putting content out at scale. I document, push, right? I'm constantly documenting. This conversation right now within hours is going to be cut up into micro content. It's going to go into our content tracker, and I'm going to show you our content tracker too. So this is a document we've created because I think this has a lot of value for showing you what we can do and what you can do as a marketer right now that makes it easy for you. So I'm going to stop sharing that screen. I'm going to go to this one because I think this is going to help you immensely. If I can just figure out which application window it is. There it is, social media content tracker, boom, and up. Okay, so now you're looking at a content tracker. This is our internal document. I want to show this to you because this may help you understand the scale at which we're working in terms of generating content to bring to the world. Again, I created this roadmap with my team. Gary's content structure roadmap is what he got me thinking about, which is why I'm doing it this way. So let me explain what this is. So as you're looking at this page, so each one of these is a video or a piece of content or a podcast, whatever. This tells you what channels it's been shared on. In this case, this has been shared on my brand, my personal brand channel, but not Ad Zombies and my brand. This has been shared on Facebook. It's been shared on Instagram. It has not yet been shared on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Twitter, or TikTok. Okay, so anything that's under a minute can go on TikTok. It can go on Organic's Instagram. Anything that's longer than a minute can go on all channels like Instagram stories, but not TikTok, right? So you have some flexibility. So if you look at this right now, this list has, let me see how many pieces. So do the quick math, Alan. 150 times 6 is what? 150 times 6, brother.
600 and more.
Great. So right now we've got 600 something pieces of content available to get pushed out into the world. 600 pieces. And that content gets pushed in here by my video team. I get a link to where the content is. I pull that content. It goes into Agorapulse, gets scheduled out. Now, I use Agorapulse because I have ADD, and this makes it really easy for me to manage and track all of the content we push out. But because of that, I have exposure to 150,000 people a day that are mostly new people that are seeing this stuff because their friends will like and comment and share. So that is the way I do it, and it's very effective at bringing attention to what you're doing. So for the school, for the NGO, that's one way you can do it. That costs $0. It doesn't cost any. What's the money in Romania?
Leu, Romanian new leu.
Leu. Okay, it'll cost you $0. It'll cost you a lot of sweat equity, and that's it. And so that's where I'd start.
This is great for private schools also, because right now private schools in Romania are also affected about this because parents are getting late, oh my God, what I've said.
Late. They're late. They're late. I know what you said. Hey, listen, English isn't your first language. This is going to make a great outtake for a piece of content. It's okay.
But they do that also. Okay.
All right. Well, I hope that helped, but that's the way to do it. And, that's why I use these tools. That's why I have this content tracker. That's why we use Agorapulse, because it lets me see how we're doing. But imagine this. I want to talk, when you put money in a bank and you earn interest, or you put money in an investment and you earn interest, what happens is that interest compounds over time. And see, Ann, you're right. It was funny. It compounds over time. But imagine this, Alan. If we're putting out 10 pieces of content per platform per day, that's our goal, is to get to 10 pieces of content per platform per day, every day. And then that content gets repurposed over and over again, right? As long as it's evergreen, it can get recycled and recycled and recycled. So that content can live for years. But if you did that every day, how many thousands of pieces of content organically would you have? And how much reach would you have globally if you did that every day? And so that's what I'm doing Monday through Friday. In fact, I have on my calendar 2 times a day that I'm always looking to see How are people responding? What are their comments? I have to schedule that time because I am not as good as some people where I can go in and constantly check the phone. I can't, but I have calendar reminders that go, oh, let me go in there and check and see what the comments are. And I engage, by the way. That's another thing. You have to engage with your audience. And a lot of places put stuff up and then they don't engage. Engage, have conversations, continue the conversation with people, because when you do that, that's how you win long term. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Alan, I appreciate you jumping in today. And I know you've been following this stuff for a while. We've had now a couple of these chats, and I'm so grateful to you. Just spread the word, and anyone I can help, you just send them my way.
Thank you.
All right, Kristian, that's how it's done. If you have a question, right? But just don't talk about getting laid, because apparently, anyway. I see you're muted. Sorry, I didn't mean to mute you. That's my bad when I switched you back on. So now this is how it's done. So how did you find me? How did you find this content? Tell me.
So everywhere I've worked, I've provided graphic design stuff and just improved stationery, and over the years even picked up website design. So in the last couple of weeks, I've started building my own portfolio on Facebook, and I'm getting the ball rolling to start a business. So I've joined several groups, and it's quite amazing. What the wisdom and knowledge that you share just spills out, and I understand it, but I have to sort of re-watch the videos because it's all new and it flies over the head. But it's quite profound, and I'm really blown away.
Well, thank you. And so I'm going to make this commitment to you because I know you're just starting. How old are you?
32.
32. Okay, so you're just starting your business now. Man, if I could be 32 again. You've got such an advantage because of your age. You've got so many years to figure this out and get it right. But if I can help you at any step of the way, if you have questions any step of the way, DM me, drop me an email. Just ken@adzombies.com, ken@adzombies.com. Ask me questions, and I am happy to help you anytime.
So it's quite overwhelming. There's like a billion different things to do, and each step takes a lot of time, and progress seems slow, even though there's still progress. It's really exciting.
So what's taking time? Because when you've got nothing in your way and you've got nothing stopping you from just growing your business now, what's slowing you down? Because you should be able to, today, you can take an idea that you have in the morning and by the afternoon have it live on the internet. And by that night, you can be adding content, creating value, transacting. So I don't understand what the holdup is, or is it lack of knowing what to do next?
It's a mixture of sort of creative stuff in implementing ideas versus all the administration behind it, the homework, and I'm also learning as I'm going. And so there's researchers in there. It's wearing quite a few hats when really I just want to knuckle down and get all the creative juices flowing. But it's quite a bit. And I also provide services for other businesses, and so I tend to be all over the place and have little time that I really do spend on developing my own thing.
So that's why you're up at 4 a.m. in New Zealand and not sleeping, because you're pulling an all-nighter working on your stuff, or are you working on other client stuff?
Both.
Okay. So let me tell you something that now I don't know you, so I'm going to ask you a question. Do you have ADD?
No.
Okay. What I would do, then that means you probably have the ability to separate tasks very easily. I would block my time. This is very effective for me. I would block my time and work in micro chunks. And so there's a book. In fact, I just interviewed Daniel Pink, the author of When, on my podcast, the perfect timing, or the scientific something of perfect timing. My brain just lost it. Get When by Daniel Pink. I'm going to run. Hold on. Let me see if I have it. Hang on. I'll run out of my office to get it. There it is. This is the book. I knew I had it on my counter.
When?
The Scientific Secrets of Perfect Timing. And I'm going to tell you about why this book changed my life in terms of how I run my business, how I think, how I structure. We all have weaknesses and we all have lulls in our cycle, right? So we have times when our energy is really strong, our creativity is really strong, and then we have times when we're really good at doing tasks. For me, this time of day in the morning is not the best time for me to do creative work.
Oh.
Right? This is not, so I can wake up in the morning and I'll have great ideas in the shower, but this time of the morning is the time that I just get work done and I get through things. But then in the middle of the day, after I have a nap, usually it's about 25 minutes. In the middle of the day, I re-energize, I recharge. And the afternoon is my high creative time. You may find when you read this book, you'll find the times that you go, oh, wait a second. Now I understand why I feel this way at this time of day. Everyone has a different cycle. And your cycle, like right now, you're wide awake at 4 a.m. I would be a zombie at 4 a.m. if I was working, right? That just doesn't work for me. But your cycle may be different. So find what works for you and then start chunking your work into blocks of time. Here's what I mean by that. I don't look at my entire day and go, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. No, I look at things that are like or similar. So if I had to get a pair of shoes and I also needed to get a belt and I needed to buy some new jeans, that's all clothing shopping, right? That's a chunk of things. Those aren't three separate things. And so you block things of importance based on what they are. Are they tasks? Are they to-dos? So in your case, you might have some work to do for a client. You might have to work on 2 or 3 websites. I would have a website chunk that's an hour long where you spend 15 minutes on this client's work, 15 on this client's work, 15 on this client's work, take a break. I break my day up into chunks because my productivity and efficiency goes up because I'm working in concentrated bursts of energy and you don't lose focus. And so when you do that, your efficiency actually goes up. So I block my day to where I work in a 50-minute, 50, I work in a 50-minute block, and then I take a 10-minute break. And usually I'll walk around the parking lot of my office. I will, grab my iPhone, put on my AirPods and walk. See, now you're tired. So the question is this the right time of day for you to be working? Probably not.
I love the quiet. I love the peaceful being. I tend to be more alive at night.
Okay. So if you're more alive at night, but are you sleeping enough to energize that nighttime?
I think so.
Okay. Just start checking this, but I would definitely download this book. If you're an audiobook listener, download it, listen to it, get it shipped to you. I know shipping is terrible right now because of what's going on. Everything is delayed, but Daniel Pink, the book is When, The Scientific Secrets of Perfect Timing. I had him on my podcast. It's scheduled to go live in a couple of days. Maybe it went live already. You know what? I said it's scheduled to go live. It may have gone live already. So if it did, you can kind of hear my conversation with him. I'm going to check it while we're talking because now I'm curious because I don't remember. I'm just going to do it in real time.
So
go ahead.
You said to work in micro chunks. When you say micro chunks, is that the example that you gave about blocking websites making website timing blocks and 15 minutes on this website, 15 minutes on that one. Is that what you mean by micro chunks?
Yeah. So if I have a block of time, so if I'm you and I'm not you because I don't look as cool as you with the hoodie but if I'm you, I work in a chunk of working on a client. Let's say I have 4 websites to work on. Okay. And I'm doing, I have specific checklists on these websites that need to be done, things that must be accomplished. But you don't have to do it all in one shot. You can work on a piece of it and then walk away, work on a piece of the other one, walk away. There are times now, because of the way I've read this book and the way I've absorbed the content from it, I will leave something mid-sentence, just save it and walk away. Why? Because when I come back, I can read what I wrote up to that point, and then my brain will kick right back in. But my energy level is higher because I've taken that break and I've recharged my battery. And so if you work in a 15-minute chunk, and I'm not saying 15 is the right number for you, but if you work in a block of time, so let's say, so for me, it's 50 minutes of working on a specific task, or sometimes in that block, there'll be several tasks, but I assign times to them. Now I do it super nerdy. Okay. I use my technology. I have Alexa behind me. I have my smartphone here, and I will set timers so that it will cue me, because I never look up at the clock when I'm working. I just work. And so I lose track of time to the point where it'll be 2 or 3 in the morning. If I really sat here and didn't look at the clock and didn't have to go home, I would work, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm really tired. So I set timers to remind me it's time to switch tasks. And because what happens is that your focus starts here, but as you start working on something, the focus starts to dwindle and you go wider, and suddenly you find yourself, I call it rabbit holing, where you squirrel and you're working on something that you really wasn't intentional. You just got squirreled by, you know what? I got to fix that font. And then you start fixing the font and you go, that color doesn't look right. And then you start working on the color and then you go, boy, that graphic is too big. But the entire intent was to go in there and change the paragraph that contained the bio of the CEO. Am I making sense?
Yes, I always spot little things that need tweaks.
Yeah. So that's what you want to do is block your time and hold that time precious. Do not let anything take that time from you, because when you do that, you wind up not getting anything done with efficiency. I want to teach you something right now that I think is so vital, especially if I knew this when I was younger, I would have been so much further ahead than I am now.
Okay.
I'm good with where I am, but I would have been so much further ahead.
Wow.
80% of the things that need to be done in my day, 80% of the must be done can be done with only 20% of my effort. 80% of what needs to be accomplished in a day can be done with only 20% of my effort. And so putting your day into these chunks, into these blocks of time of getting things done and protecting those blocks is vital, because when you do that, your efficiency goes up. You're only spending 20% of your energy to accomplish 80% of the necessary things that need to be accomplished in a day.
See, I've never heard of this before. So I'm going through this learning thing with you where it sounds amazing. It sounds new. It's almost going over my head, but I'm really curious to find out more for sure. I'm going to look for the audio book and see
All right.
Because I've never heard of it before, but it sounds really beneficial. And thank you.
And no problem. By the way, so Daniel Pink's interview is scheduled right now for May 4th. I'm going to switch it. That episode's going to release Monday. So it'll go out Monday at like midnight, our time. So I'm going to switch it. I'm going to have it switched right now so that Monday, the Daniel Pink interview comes out so you can listen to it as well, because I think that will be super valuable to you. So I'm switching up the podcast schedule just because of this conversation.
Cool. I feel
All right.
real special. Thank you.
All right, Kristian, you've got my email. You know how to contact me. You have questions, you fire 'em my way. And let me help you just let me help you fast track yourself to where you want to be.
Well, my hair's still standing up. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for jumping in today. I appreciate it. See, and even though you didn't have a question at first, look what happened, right? You stuck around and we made that connection.
Yeah, there's gold there. Thanks for sharing that, and thank you for what you do. It's really,
You're welcome.
Really loving and supportive and giving of you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you for jumping in. And I look forward to, I'm going to follow you, man. So I'm going to start watching what you do. I'm going to like poke the bear. Hey, are you doing this? So anyway, thanks, man. You have a great weekend.
You too.
All right. See ya. So there you go. So that's how it's done. So I've shared like a little bit of the content stuff today, a little bit of how we schedule stuff today. I'm going to move the podcast timing so that the podcast interview with Daniel Pink, by the way, this is truly a remarkable book. I have gifted this book to so many people, and it is mandatory reading for people on my team. I've given it to everyone on the team. There's a reason for it. It's an incredibly valuable book. So last call. If you've got questions, this is your final moment, because I have to jump out here. I've got another live stream to do, and I want to just share with you what that is. I'm not going to be hosting it. I'm going to just be helping orchestrate it. A lot of people right now are struggling with what's going on with COVID. And I serve on a board of a nonprofit called the Hope Mental Health Foundation. And this morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern, the Hope Mental Health Foundation is hosting a live Facebook global town hall on the third wave, the mental health crisis that's coming from COVID, because a lot of people are feeling isolated and alone. And so if you don't know about it, go to Facebook, go to the Hope Mental Health Foundation Facebook page, Hope Mental Health Foundation on Facebook, and you can watch the live cast. There's going to be therapists on, licensed therapists who can really answer questions and are going to be answering questions for people. No, this isn't a private therapy session, but really valuable. And I think it's stuff that a lot of people can use because people are struggling right now with isolation and other issues. So Hope Mental Health Foundation on Facebook. In 20 minutes, they start the live cast. So I have to jump out in like less than 5 so that I can help them orchestrate this. Super cool. Very important. Well, I hope I brought value to you today. I hope I brought value to you over the week. I am looking forward to being back here Monday. No, I have no idea what I'm going to start the day with on Monday. Like zero idea what I'm starting with. But over the weekend, I'm going to give it some thought, put it together, and get it out there for you. Remember, you can always jump in and ask your questions. I think that's wonderful you've done overall. Tell many folks out there are starting to feel the effects. Hope Mental Health Foundation. Yeah, you're right. Everyone's feeling the effects, and it's tough. It's tough. You know, I realized somebody said to me, "Can you not mumble when you read? Because it's like you're reading it to yourself." You're right. I feel like I'm reading to myself. I will pay attention to make sure I don't mumble when I read someone's comment, because I just assume everyone else can read it at the same time. So I will stop mumbling when I say that. Okay, when I do that. All right, guys. So I'll be back here Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. Again, if you are getting value from this, please let me know. Comment, share it with your friends. Let them know that I'm doing this every day. I just appreciate the attention and the time, and I appreciate your willingness to ask the questions and just be real and expose yourself. And wait, that's almost like Alan. I didn't mean it like that when I say expose yourself. Wow. Okay. Unintentional, Freudian slip. No, but I will be back here Monday, and thank you so much. I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing weekend. Stay safe, stay connected.